Let's talk about February. If you are a Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is what you can expect. A lot of the big changes that I talked about in the 2026 overview start in February. And after years of questioning your sense of belonging, your long-term path and goals, momentum starts to build quickly. Life is picking up this month. Your choices will carry more weight. You're entering a period where your psychological landscape is likely to change drastically over the coming years. February begins with a full moon in Leo. This one is deeply emotional and personal. It's bringing a climax around home, family, and your sense of emotional grounding. Feelings surface around where you feel supported, valued, and safe enough to fully be yourself. And at the same time, there is powerful Aquarius energy that is activating your public direction. So questions around your role, visibility, and the path that you are committing to become unavoidable. The full moon will highlight the tension between what anchors you privately and what is pulling you forward publicly. You want to make sure that those two worlds aren't working against each other. Mid-month is where momentum truly picks up. Saturn is officially entering Aries on February 13th, and this is going to bring a chapter of internal discipline and closure. For you, it's going to be about boundaries and energy management. With Saturn here, it's going to ask you to take your inner life seriously. This marks the beginning of a long period of spiritual and psychological restructuring. Then on February 17th, we have our first eclipse of the year happening in Aquarius. This is bringing fated events to your public direction and your professional trajectory. The eclipse could shift how you're seen, what you are building toward, and what role you may be stepping into over the next few years. It just so happens to coincide with Chinese New Year, where we are officially entering the year of the fire horse. This is ushering in a year of forward motion, rapid change, as well as decisive movement. You're going to be asked to step forward and take active participation in the creation of your life. And then just 3 days after that, on February 20th, Saturn and Neptune are going to meet at 0 degrees Aries. This is a once-in-a-generation reset. It's also happening at 0 degrees Aries, which is the beginning of the zodiac. This new period that is launched forward is all about the dissolution of old structures and the new ones being built in their place. I'll make a separate video on exactly what this means for you, but it'll have to do with your old fears, unconscious attachments, and maybe outdated inner narratives that you carry. And then as the month closes, because there's not enough going on, we have a Mercury retrograde in the middle of eclipse season. And it happens to be in Pisces, which is in its fall. This is actually really interesting because we just had all of these activations, which were essentially like a launch, and then we're immediately going into a period of review. Retrogrades are times to pause and review, and for you, it's going to have a lot to do with your communities and your long-term goals. It's very important to not rush into any final decisions during this time, especially ones that affect your group. You can move forward, but just know that this time will be dedicated to reviewing your social world, dynamics within your groups, as well as any collaborative or long-term goals.